Hi, my name is Juan, and I want to tell you about something that happened to me a few years ago, and I really hope this never happens to you. It all happened when I lived in a small town in the United States. It was a quiet place where nothing unusual ever happened, but that changed one night. It was around 10 p.m., and I had just finished work. I worked at a convenience store and always closed late. As usual, I took the shortest route home, a path that cut through a small forest. There was a slight fog, and the moon was high, making everything look a bit more eerie than usual. It wasn't uncommon for me since I had taken that path hundreds of times. While walking, I started to feel a strange sensation, like someone was watching me. I stopped for a moment, looked around, and saw nothing out of the ordinary. I decided to keep walking, but picked up my pace, just to feel a bit safer. After a few minutes, I noticed something unusual on the ground, a strange glint among the fallen leaves. I approached and saw it was a mobile phone. It looked new, so I picked it up. The screen was cracked, but you could still see there was a text message notification. I don't usually meddle in other people's business, but something made me check the message. The message said something like, "Help, I'm in the woods. Someone's following me." My heart started to race. I looked around again, hoping to see someone or something, but there was nobody. I decided I should take the phone to the police as soon as I got home. I kept walking, but I couldn't stop thinking about the message. What if someone was in trouble? My thoughts were interrupted by a sound, a whisper. At first, I thought it was the wind, but then I heard it clearly. "Help." I froze for a moment, trying to locate where the voice was coming from. I ventured a bit further into the woods, following the sound. After walking a few meters, I found a backpack lying on the ground. I opened it and found books, a wallet with an ID, and a notebook. The ID belonged to a girl named Emily. I started to feel really worried. Suddenly, I heard a muffled scream, followed by the sound of leaves and branches breaking. I headed towards the sound, and what I saw left me breathless. On the ground lay the body of a young girl, motionless, with signs of violence. Fear took over, and the first thing I thought of was to call the police. I took out my phone, but there was no signal in that part of the woods. I knelt beside her, hoping to find some sign of life, but she wasn't breathing. My mind was in chaos. I didn't know what to do. I decided to run back to the convenience store to use the landline and call the police. The police arrived quickly at the scene. I showed them the way, and they found the body. It turned out the girl was Emily, a teenager from the neighboring town who had been reported missing 2 days earlier. The news spread quickly through the town, and everyone was shocked. The investigation revealed that she had been brutally murdered. The police interrogated several people, and there were many theories and suspicions, but there wasn't enough evidence to catch the culprit immediately. The whole town lived in fear for weeks. Finally, after an intense investigation, the police arrested a man who lived near the woods. He had been seen lurking around the area several times, and when they searched his house, they found incriminating evidence, including personal items of Emily's. It turned out he was a loner with a history of mental problems. This event changed the lives of many people in the town, including mine. I always thought we lived in a safe place, but I realized that danger can be closer than we think. I learned to be more cautious and not take safety for granted. I hope my story serves as a warning to everyone. Sometimes the quietest places can hide the darkest dangers. Always stay alert and don't hesitate to act if something doesn't feel right. That decision might save a life. Thank you for listening to my story.